It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home.
Good morning. We are getting ready to get our day started. We just finished with some Bible and we're getting ready to make some yummy and delicious things. We've got girls coming over tonight to do a little mini retreat, and I'm making some salted caramel butterscotch cookies. Trader Joe's had these awesome butterscotch chips and I'm super excited to put them in some cookies and show you what they taste like. Hey, good morning. We're just getting everything started, and with all of the world events that are happening, I'm getting together a group of girls and we're having a time of prayer and a mini retreat so that we can just really seek the Lord and what He would say in this time. So we're going to be studying Ezekiel 37 and 38 and Psalm 83 and a little bit of 2 Timothy 3. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Susie. I'm making something really wonderful. This is going to be for our dessert tonight, and these are dangerous. Like, seriously, if you don't want to overeat, don't get these, but they are so wonderful to just snack on. I actually ate the rest of the bag, and all I had left over was a cup and a half of them, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, we're starting to make some salted caramel butterscotch cookies, and so in this bowl I have 3 sticks of softened butter and a half a cup of white sugar. To that, I'm going to add a cup and a half of brown sugar. So there's my cup. I'm going to need another half a cup, if you would, please, Leaky. And just off to a kind of slow, fast morning. I've had a lot to do, but we wanted to take some time to do some Bible and do some snuggling and just have a slow day. But I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee while I'm waiting for Luke to come back with the brown sugar. The best advice that I can give you with cookies is make sure that all of your ingredients are at room temperature. So I have a couple of eggs here, and we like to use our older eggs for baking and our fresher eggs for cooking fresh eggs. So these two are some of the older ones that we have. They're still farm fresh and delicious, but they've been in the fridge. So to get them to come back up to room temperature, I'm soaking them in some very warm water. Thank you so much. Perfect. Thank you. And so they've been soaking for a while. I'm first going to cream together. Can you see that lovely mixture of sugar and butter? One of my favorite things in the world is sugar and butter, and I actually like it even better with the eggs in it. But I'm going to go ahead and attach that to my KitchenAid. And this needs to cream for quite a while. So you're going to want to clean up your kitchen in the meantime, or like me, drink your coffee, or do something in the meantime. But this needs to cream for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add in the eggs, and that's going to take about another 3 minutes. The point is we want it really emulsified. And I always add eggs one at a time. You don't always have to, especially if there's only 2, but that just ensures that they've gotten well mixed in before you put in the second one. You just want to add a little bit of vanilla. I could have added this and probably should have added it in with the egg. And I'm just going to make sure that gets really well mixed in. That looks good. And now for our dry ingredients. I'm going to put the flour in with a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then I'm going to add that directly into my creamed mixture. So when I do this, this is my measuring cup for my flour. I just like to take my finger and kind of mix those upper ingredients so that they aren't all together in a clump. If you're doing a really fancy cake or something that is very specific, you probably want to sift, but for cookies, you don't really have to do that. So Luki, I'm going to need 2 more cups of flour, if you would, please. So that's 2 cups of flour. I'm going to go ahead and start mixing that in. And the kind of secret ingredient, or the thing that makes it extra good, is this little bit. It's just a 1/4 cup of dry milk powder, and it just gives it a little extra richness in the dough. Almost like a malted flavor. It's not malted milk, but it kind of has that flavor to it. It just adds more of a creamy flavor. It's really, really good. So I've got half of the flour in. And once I get the second 2 cups of flour, so it's 4 cups of flour altogether. So before that's fully mixed in, before the flour is all the way combined, I'm going to put in the 1.5 cups of chips that I have. And you could use regular butterscotch chips, but really, if you have a chance and can get some of these Trader Joe's caramel sea salt chips, you will not be disappointed. These are absolutely amazing. So you may have noticed I made a massive amount of dough. I always make a double batch of cookies when I'm making cookies so that I can make 1 batch, and I use this massive cookie scoop too. It's probably near a 1/4 cup. And we usually cut these into half or quarters, but I just like the texture so much better of a great big cookie, because then you can get the outside nice and crispy, but the inside is still cookie dough-ish. So that's how we like our cookies. If you like cookies a little more well done, you can bake them a little longer or make them a little smaller. But that's 1 batch right there. And the rest I put into the freezer so that I have cookies on hand. We just had friends come over unexpectedly the last few days, and I have used up all of my dough that was in the freezer. I normally keep chocolate chip cookie dough, I keep butterscotch and sugar cookie dough in the freezer at all times, just in case we have an unexpected visitor. So I'm watching these really closely. You want to watch for the edges to be golden brown, and so this will be 12 minutes. These are massive cookies. If you're doing smaller cookies, I would start with 8 minutes and check them. So you just want to make sure that they're nice and golden around the outside. And actually, I think cookies are much yummier if they've been chilled and aged for about 3 days, and then you bake them. But if you don't have time, like I didn't have time today, these will be absolutely delicious too. It's just a different texture. These look like they're getting close. And a peek in there. Just lightly golden. And I like my cookies really, really, really chewy. So that looks good. 12 minutes in, and I just take them and throw them on the counter. 1, 2, 3, plop. That takes all the air out, and that's gonna leave a really, really delicious cookie. They're gonna bake a little longer while they're here on the counter, on their pan, and those should be some of the best cookies you've ever tried. I hope that you give the recipe a try, and thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate you spending the morning with me. Hope you're having a good day. After about 5 minutes, they've set up, and I can safely remove them from their cookie sheet. And then I'm just gonna put them out onto my plate. And you can see how wonderful and delicious that looks.